Let's start the stream. Let's see what we got here, guys. Welcome, everybody. September 23rd, 2018. Sunday. 2 weeks away. We're getting there, guys. 2 weeks away from The Walking Dead returns. We got Fear the Walking Dead tonight and next Sunday. And then we got The Walking Dead. So we're going to have our fill. What's up, Tudor? Twisted, Scolding, everybody joining me right now and throughout the video. If you're watching it in real time, I guess I'm going to go spoiler warning, but you know what we do here. If you're watching on a replay, spoiler warning, obviously. What's up, Boyd? What's up, Everything The Walking Dead? Great name. So I'm excited for The Walking Dead to return, and I'm kind of excited for Fear the Walking Dead. I saw, the Q&A for the episode tonight, and it's interesting, to say the least. I don't like what they're doing with the main villain. We'll see what happens, but I'll talk about The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, my book series, the update on that, what's going on. So what's up, Allie, Paul Eagle, Tudor, Paul Eagle, Nick B, Lane, Nikki, and everyone else joining me this Sunday, September 23rd. I'm excited for so many things this year, this season of The Walking Dead coming in. Thank you guys for joining me. Glad to have you guys here. Mark, glad you could join it as well, and everybody as well. The regulars, we got top chat, super chat, live chat, anything you want to talk about. If you want to, do a super chat on there, greatly appreciated, but you don't have to by any means. So Christian from Germany, very cool. I love it when people are from outside the United States. I love when people are from the United States as well, but it's kind of cool to be talking to people outside of the United States about The Walking Dead and various topics. What's up, Janet, Donald, everybody? I'm going to talk about a couple things here. So The Walking Dead will be back in 2 weeks. We're getting there, guys. It seems like forever, I know. But what's good is because we have filming news, spoilers, potential spoilers, so many things going around. This filming season has been crazy. If you've seen a couple of different videos that I posted, there's been some spoilers, some theories, some potential spoilers, some stuff that's not confirmed, that still may happen. Not maybe. It's just crazy to think of all this stuff that's going around because of the big news that came out the bag by The Walking Dead. Kirkman, AMC, Gimple, whoever it actually was, leaked that Andrew Lincoln is going to be gone this season. And they blatantly put it in their marketing that Rick Grimes' final episodes are coming this season. And that's ambiguous for a lot of people to say his final episodes. But when you think final, you think complete, the end, done, moved on, done, doesn't come back, final. That is final. That means there's no chance of it coming back, right? But The Walking Dead never say never. I think that The Walking Dead can continue on and will continue on without Rick Grimes. Will it be the same show? No. Will it be watchable? I hope so. Will it be something that's going to hurt the show? I think so for sure. Tudor, Q&A, you think someone who worked in the past on the show leaked the info as revenge? I don't know. I mean, there could be bad blood there with certain lawsuits. I don't know any information. I'm just troubleshooting with the question from Tudor. But there's been a lot of negative things to happen with The Walking Dead at AMC, with some lawsuits, with some problems. And I'm sure not everybody thinks AMC and The Walking Dead and everything is just great to work for. There's always going to be disgruntled employees. But for the most part, I think the people that work day to day with the show and AMC and The Walking Dead like working there. They loved it. Yeah, Chandler Riggs leaked it, boy. No, I don't know. It's just kind of funny. And The Walking Dead cast and crew, from what I've seen and what I've heard, everybody loves their job. They take great pride in it. And not everybody can do that, though, because somehow spoiler sites get information. Do they see the episode ahead of time? Do they get inside information? I don't know the answer. They don't really reveal their sources, and they shouldn't. But it's just amazing how they're pretty much spot on with their spoilers. Like, they watch the episode, like the Q&A, like tonight for Fear the Walking Dead. Somebody probably saw the episode and then told them stuff, and the Q&A format is what Fear the Spoiling Dead fans and Spoiling Dead fans do for the same people, but the Spoiling Dead fans group, for Fear, they comment a Q&A style of what the information they have is. And it works. It's a good thing for a lot of people, but a lot of people don't like spoilers. But the cat's out the bag that Rick Grimes is leaving. You're pretty much in your face with trailers. I know a lot of people that don't like spoilers, will never like spoilers, and they still know that Rick Grimes is leaving. So what's the point of Walking Dead doing that? AMC doing that? I don't know. Maybe they try to get ahead of it. Maybe to let it be known that they are spilling the beans before the spoiler groups can. Because I'm sure AMC and The Walking Dead are pissed that the spoiler sites and the spoiler people know information and it come out. I don't know really other shows and other things that come out that you can find out stuff. The Game of Thrones last year was hacked by somebody, and they leaked the information and leaked the episodes early, so you could see the episodes before they aired, and that was a big problem last year. So I don't know how it happens, but security around things needs to happen, and The Walking Dead is and probably is one of the biggest shows ever on cable television history. It'll just go down for that. People want to know information. They want to know stuff. And it kind of hurts the show more than it helps it for sure. But the fact that AMC leaked The Walking Dead, or leaked that Rick Grimes is gone this season, his final episodes, is crazy to think of that. So Fear the Walking Dead tonight. We have 2 episodes left, tonight and then next Sunday. And if you haven't seen the episodes, it's interesting what they've done with this season. I wouldn't say good interesting. I'd say interesting. And I want to know if you guys are watching Fear, if you like Fear, if you like what they're doing, if you like Martha, the filthy woman, if you like what they're doing with that, because she's going to come back around this episode and she's going to interact with Charlie and Alicia. And Charlie and Alicia are going to interact with the filthy woman, but they're not going to kill her, of course. They're going to tie her up, they're going to get the SWAT truck back, and they're going to help get Morgan and the group away from the hospital. But somehow the filthy woman, Martha, gets away. And you know that's kind of what it's got to be, because if Fear the Walking Dead doesn't have a villain or any antagonist or any problems, what's the point of watching? You're just seeing people do that? I don't know. A survival show, The Walking Dead, does work. You don't have to have a villain all the time. But the lack of a villain or any villain-esque aspect of Fear, or I guess a good one, I should say, is kind of annoying. Martha is using walkers of loved ones against them. So the walker of a loved one kills the walker of a loved one, and they use that strategy over and over and over again. And I think we'll see Jim used or tried to use against the group, because at the end of it, Martha gets Jim, who kills himself because he's bit. And the way it happens, for what I'm reading, is utterly ridiculous. So if a body falls off a building, if a body falls off a high building, like a hospital rooftop, I don't think that body would be able to walk ever again. It would be kind of crushed. The vertebrae, the legs, the bones, the things would be broken, right? I would think so. But we'll see how it happens, and we'll see how it plays out tonight in the episode, because that's what happens with Jim. He's bit. He kind of wants to cause a distraction and let everybody get away. So then they're off the rooftop, sets off car alarms that some people are writing that, wow, how would a car alarm still work? Well, I guess car batteries can work a couple years into it, right? I don't know how long they would actually last, but it has some juice left, and the car alarm would be going off, and the walkers go to him. But then Jim's body somehow just becomes a walker, and that's who Martha uses, and I think that's the end of the episode is what people are saying. So, Lucy, hey, bro, do you think they spoiled Rick's death so it softens the blow? I think they're trying to stay ahead of it. They're trying to get you ready for it because of the backlash with Carl. You kind of didn't know it was coming until it happened, and then the Spoiling Dead sites and all the spoiler sites came out with it, and people were like, no way, that's not going to happen. And then it happened, and you're like, wow, I didn't see that coming. People don't believe it until they don't want to see it. But it's just crazy to think that The Walking Dead is like, we have 2 options here. Surprise the fans, or basically tell the fans that it's going to happen this season. They're probably just trying to stay ahead of the spoilers and everything as much as they can. And we still don't know what's going to happen in episode 905. We don't know exactly what's going to happen. There's a lot of unconfirmed information going around. And there's a lot of theories and a lot of different things going around. And some of them are really good. Like the one I shared in the video, I like the idea of how it could possibly happen that way. Will it happen exactly the way the theory that I shared does? Probably not. But it could. It's almost like a good way for it to go out. Or some of those things could actually happen. It would be kind of pretty cool to see. But I do not want it to be open-ended, so open-ended that we're like, is Rick still alive? Because there's a lot of people that think Madison is still alive. Madison died in the season 4 mid-season finale. And that we don't want that to happen because some people are still thinking that Madison might come around. But she was confirmed dead by the showrunners and the writers on The Talking Dead, which to me is really terrible writing, that you have to have a show after the show to tell you what happened during the show of the main character or one of the main characters. That is really terrible writing for people to be like, what just happened? I'm not sure what just happened here. Kind of like the Sopranos finale. I had to watch another video to figure out what happened actually in the finale. And after I know what happened, it makes sense. But when you're initially watching it and you see Tony look forward and the bell ring of the diner and then the screen goes black, you're like, what the heck just happened? And it goes black for about 20 seconds or so. And then the credits roll and you're like, that's the end of it? That better not happen to Rick. That better not happen at all, really, in any series that makes sense. Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead. I don't want that to happen. I don't want to be like, whoa, what just happened here? And that's the way the series ended. But after watching it, I could see what they were kind of doing with it. I had to watch it a couple times and watch a video about it and have an explanation. And that's kind of just crappy. So, yeah, Jasmine Daniel Salazar comes back and kills Martha. So Daniel Salazar was rumored to come back. I believe on Talking Dead, the showrunners or the writers, whoever those two guys were, I believe they're current showrunners, even though I think Gimple is definitely involved with that, said that Daniel Salazar will be back around. Or I feel like that's what was said, or that's what we were hoping for. So unless he comes back this episode or the next one, where has he been all this time? And the same thing with Walker and Crazy Dog. Are we never going to see them again? It's just crappy because I don't want to feel like I just wasted 3 seasons of a show for a 4th season to come around and be like, this has no connection with the other ones. That's just crap. Tudor Q&A Brian, thoughts on Telltale Gaming shut down and canceling their final season without releasing the last 2 episodes? I think it's crap, Tudor. I don't play Telltale games. I played the trial. I downloaded it a little bit, and it just wasn't for me. Like the choices you had to pick, and I like open world, free roam gaming, like Grand Theft Auto and Spider-Man and Batman games. Open world concept I liked, where I can make my own decisions, and I still think there is a great market for an open world city zombie game. I just don't know how to make a video game. I have a great idea for it. I can have vision and do all that stuff. I just don't know how people to make it. I don't know how to make a video game at all. I mean, that's why I'm excited for Days Gone. Kind of like The Last of Us, but a little more open world. Well, a lot more open world. You kind of have to stay in certain spots in Last of Us. But I think that whole idea, but a little more open world, could definitely work. I've said it years and years ago that is one of the best things that could ever happen to video games. An open world zombie game, just like an open world Spider-Man game. Whoa, awesome, right? It's pretty awesome. It's pretty cool to play. But Telltale taking their jobs and only having like 20-some people left for it sucks. Because people play those games, they want to know how it ends, the final thing. So I don't know if they're not releasing the last final thing, so people aren't going to know how the story ends or what's going to happen or any conclusion to that. That's pretty crappy for them to just cut bait and just cut it off. That's something major happened where they got to have massive layoffs. It's just poor planning, terrible there too. But I would be pissed if I'm wanting to finish this story and this game, and in the middle of it, or at the very end of it, I can't complete it. I can't complete my journey. That's just not good. And it's just one of those things where it's unfulfilling in life. And people want to feel that they have fulfillment, satisfaction, and people want instant gratification. They want a gratifying experience. And that's what I try to do with my book series. Fight for Us. I got my 8th book. I got the proof right here. Legacy. It's book 8 of many books down the road. I got at least 20 books. I can't see where it's at, but Legacy is out now. It's on paperback as we speak there, and also Kindle. So that's what I kind of go for, what to do and what not to do as well from these shows, stories, games, movies. It's like if I was the reader, or if I'm the viewer, like if I watch the show and I invest my time, I invest so much time for these characters. And I want a fulfilling story. There's characters that I love and hate, and I want to see the people I hate go away in these stories. And I want people to see that I love and I care about in the stories make it very, very far, if not to the very end. It's just a simple storyline. That's what we've been kind of grew up with Disney stories, Disney tales, story time, the books. It's just story. It's just so many things. It's how we grew up. Storytelling. It's just how it is. Movies and shows, books. It's all the same. It just sucks for that. So the Walking Dead will be back in 2 weeks, guys. I'll have a live stream today, obviously. Next Sunday, the Sunday after that. I'll have live streams for the next Sundays for a long time, except for the Walker Stalker convention in Atlanta. That's the last Sunday in October. I'll be there for the convention for it. I hopefully will meet you guys for sure there. I'll be there that Sunday. I got a couple other things going on that weekend, but I'll be at the convention a lot of the day on Sunday. Tudor, you played the Spider-Man game that post on Instagram, right? You liked it? Yeah. I rented it from Redbox. I always try before I buy now after getting burned on Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront, because that was not worth the buy. You got to rent before you buy, try before you buy for sure. And the Spider-Man game's awesome. If you like the Batman game by Rocksteady or Batman Games, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and the other one that I played a little bit of, they're awesome because they're open world superhero games. That's what we need. We need an Iron Man game. We need a Superman game. We need a bunch of things that will make us entertained for that. I think you can definitely work it. I'm just going to Walker Stalker Atlanta, Tudor. I'm not going to New York Comic Con. That's the weekend of the premiere, but I will not be going to New York Comic Con because it's expensive on there too. What's up, Max PRP? I'm definitely trying to save money a little bit this year because I'm going to be doing big things next year for it, cruises and stuff like that. And I'll have the final Walker Stalker cruise. That's the final one, so I'm saving up to pay that off. And it's a lot of money for the final cruise, but I'm going to have videos and panels, all that stuff too. I'm going to hopefully meet some characters. I'm going to meet Jerry for sure, but I met a lot of the people already on the boat previously, so I'll probably just meet Jerry unless they add someone big. It'd be pretty awesome, but just not sure. So Valcoro77, hello from Italy. Hello. So thank you guys for joining me this Sunday, September 23rd. I appreciate it. I truly appreciate all the support from you guys on there too. And, there's a lot of people that supported me for a long, long time. And there's new people that join me every day and subscribe every day. And everybody is awesome for that. I truly appreciate that. Especially there's a lot of haters in the world, but there's a lot of haters in online, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, of course. And people are just rude, inconsiderate, and mean. And I just got zero tolerance for that. But that makes me truly appreciate the people that actually love, respect, and appreciate everything we do on theirs too. I'm just excited for this community and my Walking Dead family to grow and just continue on. The Walking Dead Season 9 is definitely not going to be the last season of anything. The Walking Dead has a plan for 10 more years of stuff. Whether it's movies, whether it's spin-offs, whether it's the Walking Dead series, Fear the Walking Dead series, or something else. AMC is going to be owning the rights to The Walking Dead for a long, long time. They own Raleigh Studios. That's where they filmed The Sanctuary, Oceanside, Hilltop, The Scavengers. They filmed The Prison there. They own that now. So unless they sell the rights and they still make money from the show being that way, they can still make tons of money. But I don't see them ever getting rid of that stuff. They owned a lot. They own too much of it to just give it away. Roger Rowe joining me first time. We got a first timer here. Appreciate it. So Which you got a bunch of people on here just saying stuff down there too. So projected line, someone disliked the video already. Who the other trolls? I don't know. There's people that dislike my videos right away. There's people that like my videos right away. That it's just kind of crazy to think. Second timer, Joseph, appreciate it. Second timer. Hopefully you'll be around for a while too, checking out my videos for a long time. Appreciate it. But it was funny when I made a video the other day. I think it was the Lucille one with the bat, or the piece of wood that looks like a bat that's on the ground, but I think it's a bat, but it's not Lucille. What actually is it? They're messing with us. The Walking Dead is definitely messing with us in these trailers, but we'll talk about that in a while, in a few seconds. But I posted a video earlier, and it's early in the day yesterday, and I had a bunch of likes and a bunch of comments and but no dislikes. And I was like, oh, I guess the haters don't wake up early. You know, the haters are night owls. They're not early birds. So I don't know why someone would dislike a video right away. Maybe it's just someone who doesn't like my channel and they watch it to not like it. People do that. People don't really like a lot of things I do, but they would just watch me to dislike it. And they probably can't comment because they're blocked, because they're rude and inconsiderate. And it's just kind of funny there too. So let's see what you guys got for questions on there too. Max PRP, returning characters predictions, Bryce. So returning characters, we're getting more and more information. So there's going to be a big cast this season of The Walking Dead season 9. Hopefully you've seen the season 9 premiere, episode 901, the spoilers, the prediction spoilers, the potential spoilers on there too. The early ones that are going around by the Spoiling Dead fans, the Q&A. And it's kind of crazy to think that we're going to be losing Gregory at the end of this, at the start of this season. I think it's a long time coming on there. I think that the Walking Dead should be around for a long time. Getting rid of characters need to happen. But if we're losing, what's worse? Keeping a hated character on too long, or losing a beloved character? Obviously, it's losing a beloved character, in my opinion, is what I feel, because there's no coming back from that. But it is kind of annoying to watch a character like Jared be around for so long, where I feel like in past seasons, they would have been gone way sooner. I think that the characters that we're going to lose this season potentially, Rick, Maggie, Gregory, Jesus, probably Nabila. Haven't seen her since the trailer, and it's probably a couple smaller characters there too. I think we lose like Arat and Regina. They're supposed to go, but they're just not that big a deal. But I think that the characters that we're going to lose, like especially Rick and Maggie, that's going to be ever changing the show. And I have the idea that The Walking Dead is going to leave it open-ended for certain things because they want people to come back and stay, interested. But if it's too open-ended for too long, then it's like, come on, just answer the question already. Like, we want to know what happened to Heath. A lot of people don't care, but I care what happens to Heath. Especially because that was back in season 7, episode 6. So if it takes 2 full seasons to find out what happened to a character, that's pretty crazy. There's been no word of Dwight coming back. There's been no sights of him. Hopefully it happens in the back half of season 9. I believe the rumor was that Ryan Hurst, who plays Beta, was filming this week. I think they're filming episode 912, or they started filming episode 912 in the middle of this past week. So we're getting there, guys. So you got 912, 13, 14, 15, and 16, and they'll go right before Thanksgiving, and they'll be done filming in the middle of November, right before Thanksgiving typically. Hopefully the weather permitting and all that stuff too, but hopefully we'll find out more information as we usually do, what happens at the end of the season filming, because we're going to get The Walking Dead from October to December, and then we have a break, and then it comes back February to April. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens because there's a lot of people on the Walker Stalker cruise this season. Father Gabriel's going to be on there. Jerry's going to be on there. Ezekiel, Aaron, Jesus, Negan, Daryl, Tara, and then prior people that are killed on the show, like Nicholas, he's on there. The governor, Andrea, they're both going to be on there too. So it'll be interesting to see what questions are asked to these people if they're still alive, which they should be, because I don't think maybe Jesus dies before the cruise, but I don't know if that actually happens or not. That's a potential spoiler that's going around. So we'll see. We'll see what happens this season and what happens, for the future of the show. You go to Alicia's panel? No, Alicia's not going to be on the cruise, but we'll see what happens at Walker Stalker Atlanta, because a lot more people are going to be at Walker Stalker Atlanta this year. Alicia Debnam Carey is actually one of those people, and several people from Fear and The Walking Dead are going to be there. I'm excited to see what happens at Walker Stalker Atlanta, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to be there on Sunday, so I don't know the panel breakdown. I'm just really hoping that Andrew Lincoln will be there. I know the people who run Walker Stalker are really trying hard to get Andrew Lincoln at Walker Stalker Atlanta for one more time, but there's been no word of that. He usually goes late to the convention or commits really late, but he's not in Georgia filming. And that was probably the only reason why he was going in the past, because he was going to be in Georgia. So if Andrew Lincoln is in London, England, wherever he actually lives, there are Walker Stalkers there. And he's gone there in the past, but only for one day, and he hasn't really committed a lot to them. But I just don't know if Andrew Lincoln's ever coming back to Walking Dead related stuff besides New York Comic Con, which is October 4th through the 7th. So he'll probably be there for that. And then I would love for him to be in Atlanta at the end of October for the Walker Stalker panel like he's done for the past years. Because that would be pretty awesome to see him, his final goodbye, and maybe some other people come up on stage with him and do that, because the previous years it's been Andrew Lincoln and Norman Reedus and Andrew Lincoln and Denai Guerrera, and it's been really entertaining and really awesome. And if you want to see those panels, I have them on the channel too. So they do a really good job, and it really sucks to know that Andrew Lincoln and Norman Reedus aren't going to be on set together probably ever again. Maybe they are one more time, but they're not going to be on there. We're doing prank wars with each other and messing around, and you can see the bromance that's between them. They're really good friends, and it's very entertaining, especially Andrew Lincoln with anybody. Andrew Lincoln is a very kind, very nice, very just sweet man who has nothing but good things to say with the people he's on his stage with. Like, he has said such good things about Chandler Riggs and his acting ability and Denai Guerrera and all these people, and he's just a supporter of things and a supporter of people. And hopefully that'll continue on the set of The Walking Dead when Andrew Lincoln's done. Hopefully that's picked up by Denai and Norman Reedus and a bunch of people there too. So it would be pretty cool to see what happens with the show down the road. I know everybody's going to miss Andrew Lincoln, me included. I don't think it's a great thing that he's leaving, but I understand, and people understand too. And a lot of people are still under the impression that The Walking Dead is going to be the worst thing ever after Andrew Lincoln leaves. And it could be. But to give up on the show before it even aired, I'm never watching again. Like, I think people are just hurt about it. I think they're just upset about it. But when people say that, usually they're still going to watch. So, still going to do that too. So, Max PRP, any chance of Rick surviving? Yeah, there's always a chance. There's always the thing. There's always that. There's always the helicopter theory that it gets airlifted out. But I just don't see it happening. I just don't know how he can say final episodes and then he just goes off in the sunset. I think that Judith and Michonne are going to be the dynamic going forward. There's been an article on comicbook.com with one of the executive producers who talks about Judith and Judith being set for the future. Maybe Judith grows into a big part of the series. Maybe she turns into a leader down the road. Maybe she turns into the leader that, the show needs. Maybe Carol, Michonne, and Judith eventually, and Daryl eventually run the show, run things there too, with Aaron and with other characters that are still alive. Hopefully Jerry, hopefully Ezekiel, hopefully certain people, are still around. And we're going to get some new characters. We're going to lose some characters and get some new characters and lose some characters. I mean, it can still work. And I think Judith is going to be a big part of the series for a long time. If they continue to do that. Maybe, so it'd be kind of weird to think about it too. Like, I always bring up the idea of Star Trek because one of the writers was a Gimple or somebody, one of the producers said they want that idea of The Walking Dead to be like Star Trek. It was really big in the 70s, took a break, came back, took a break, came back, made some movies, came back, and it's still on to television today. You know, Sasha, Sonequa Martin Green, is on the CBS show of Star Trek, or CBS, I don't even know what that is. It's not on television. It's on their network. So they can still do that. They can do a television show and then a movie and then a series and then come back to it. The Walking Dead, I don't think everybody wants to they don't want to get rid of that at all. So, yeah, Ryan, I've seen Moss Marquand was in Italy, but you don't know if they're actually in Italy at that time. Maybe they posted it when they were there. Maybe they're there. That is. But if he was there, like if he posted it and the city where he was Italy, that's kind of cool. So if Aaron wasn't filming, I don't think Jade or Ann wasn't filming, and a couple people weren't filming, but maybe it's the Whisperers kind of filming now. Maybe it's, Beta and Alpha and the Whisperers and Lydia and this and that and Henry. And, some people I don't know where exactly the convention was, but a lot of Walking Dead people were at a convention recently. Jerry and Henry, they were together. Maybe Daryl was on set, and maybe this, and people there too, because not everyone needs to be there. Maybe it was Michonne and Carol in there too, and they were filming at the studio. And I believe they were filming at Alexandria later this past week, at the end of the week. And so it's hard sometimes to see everybody that's filming and what's going to be happening in the episode, but more and more information comes out and pictures in there too. But a couple weeks ago, there was Carol, Jerry, Diane, Ezekiel, Kingdomers out and about in Hogansville, and it was clear as day about the time jump with Carol's hair and what was done, and so many big things that should be happening in the back half of season 9, probably is episode 9/11 then if they started filming 9/12. So I'm just excited to see how they put it all together. The titles, the synopsis, more and more and more information is coming out, and so many big things are happening. I remember seeing recently I don't know if you would say synopsis of the first 3 or 4 episodes, and it was like, Rick's vision of the future is in jeopardy. Rick's vision of the future is in jeopardy. Rick's vision is in the future is in jeopardy. And we get it. I think Rick's vision for the future is in jeopardy. And you're like, that's where you're going with for the first 4 episodes. So Rick has a vision for the future, and Maggie has a vision for the future, and they look pretty opposite. Rick might sacrifice himself somehow going out. That's what I think needs to happen. I think Rick ultimately sacrifices himself to protect the people he loves and the people like Maggie and Daryl and Carol and Michonne and everybody going forward. I think he makes a sacrifice, and we'll see Rick. But I don't want to see another dumpster gate where he goes somewhere, because there's like rumors that he reaches for bullets and dynamites and he falls into a grave and like he's gone, or maybe gets swarmed by walkers. But what if Rick gets swarmed by walkers and we don't see him get bit, we don't see him die, we don't see anything? It's a dumpster gate situation where Nicholas falls on Glenn, Nicholas's body is getting ripped apart, and it's that whole situation again where you could see people, potentially thinking that he died, but he didn't die. We didn't see it happen. But, the general rule is if you don't see it happen, it didn't happen. If you didn't see him die or the character die, they're still alive. But that didn't happen with Madison. We didn't see her physically die. We saw her with the flare in her hand and the shovel blocking the gate and the slow-mo and looking and then a flash and this. And then that was it. We didn't see it happen. But ultimately, we didn't see Madison die, so people are still thinking she's still alive, which is crap. It's crappy writing. People don't want to have it open-ended that much, but I just don't. And then they confirm it on The Walking Dead. Yep, Madison's dead. And you're like, then show it. On there too. Yeah, so Jasmine, so if you want to look on YouTube and find The Talking Dead or whatever that is, you will clearly see that the showrunners say that Madison is gone. So hate to break it to you on there as well. So Paul Eagle, who is on tonight? It's June. It's John, I think. No, it's Jim, June, and someone else. But and Sarah, I believe. So who's growing on me? I kind of like Sarah a lot. Sarah and Wendell, initially they were like, nah, well, I don't know about these characters. Guy in a wheelchair? That's not going to make sense. How's he going to live? But if you notice, he never fired the shotgun from his wheelchair, which I always thought would be kind of funny, that if he was in the wheelchair and he flew back from it and then someone posted in the comments, that didn't happen. You watch too many movies. Well, it's a TV show. A TV show and a movie, that's what they do in TV shows. There's certain cliche things that they put in there. So I could see that happening. But he never fired the shotgun from the chair. He just fired it from the ground. Which he shot her in the clavicle chest area. And then we'll see her still alive this season, or this episode tonight. So I think it's going to be frustrating tonight to me to watch what happens with this lady, because she's going to be alive. She attacks Charlie and Alicia, and then she passes out. And then Alicia and Charlie, they get the SWAT truck, and then the woman escapes. And you're like, come on, enough with this lady. This is just annoying. It's super annoying. It's like those movies where you have the good guy and the bad guy has the good guy, and then the villain starts dialoguing, and the dialoguing is going off and off and off, and the good guy has time to escape. I just picture that to happen tonight. So we'll see. Hopefully you guys will get your TWD rewards. You'll get some points, save up some points. Some people, you can actually go to New York Comic Con's panel on, I think it's Saturday, I want to say is the panel, or you can go to like the screening or something of it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool point rewards for the Walking Dead stuff. It's pretty awesome stuff. Charlie, what was your saddest death? For some reason, I didn't care for Carl, but Glenn was sad. The Carl death I wasn't really too sad about, because we kind of didn't really think. But I don't know. My saddest death, it was probably Glenn and Abraham. And when Maggie was crying and Rick said, let us help you. He's our family too. He's our family too. That's when I actually broke down, and actually there too. It was very, very sad. What's up, Mega Dr. Dre? Hey, Brad, do you think Beta will kill Rick? I don't think we see Beta and Rick together. I don't think we see Beta till after Rick is gone. I don't think that's it's gonna suck, but I don't really think Beta and Rick had too much interacting in the comic either. It was mostly Alpha and Rick. Which will probably be Alpha and Michonne now, I would think, or Alpha and Maggie too. I think that makes sense. Brian Q&A, thoughts on Martha's actress and her fear takeover on Instagram last week? The last week was pretty annoying. It was a lot of pictures. It was a lot of takeover. It was a lot of pictures, and a lot of people left or unfollowed the Instagram account because of that actress. It was pretty annoying to a lot of people. I just stopped looking at Instagram for a while. But yeah, Martha's storyline is pretty annoying to me. So let's talk about Martha's storyline. So Martha was supposedly driving down the street with her husband. We'll go with husband, fiance, boyfriend, whatever it was, husband. Martha's driving down the street, evidently, and she crashes into the metal divide, the barrier. And that's pretty thick metal, I would assume. But if I'm going kind of slow, or if I'm going kind of at one speed and I slow down, the metal might break the glass, but it's not going to impale the passenger that bad. That metal went through the glass, went through the person, through the seat, into the back seat. How fast were you driving and how careless were you driving to see this metal in the street? That's pretty crazy. You got lights on your car so you can see it on there too. And then her socks and sandals thing, I'm just not going into that. And it's just pretty annoying. But I could see that she had loss. And then what happened is that her husband died. No one stopped to help her, which I don't know what you could have done to help her or help him. And then she goes on this murderous rampage because of it. Because of that. And then she's like killing walkers and killing people and doing this and using the walkers against people and that. And she's got this crazy look and moving with this noose around the walker's neck. And it's just like, come on, it's super far-fetched. Like, The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead and the zombie apocalypse in general is going to be far-fetched. But super far-fetched like that is just cheesy. It's just unrealistic on there too. I just don't think... And I don't like when Fear and The Walking Dead have the stealth zombies that kill people. So like you're walking in the woods and you have all the periphery in front of you, and then a walker just comes into frame and bites someone's face there. A walker is going to be making a lot of noise, moaning, groaning, shuffling their feet, tripping, kicking things, kicking twigs, kicking rocks, kicking whatever. And they bite you. They come out of nowhere and bite you like that too. It's like, come on. But that's what they do for getting rid of people. And that's the easy way to get rid of people is they were surrounded by zombies and they had nothing there to do. But, that's what The Walking Dead and zombie shows do to get rid of people. It's just easy writing for sure. So, yeah, Drain. And she dug a whole grave with her bare hands. She also dragged the body around the bend because there was water there, somehow got to that spot and dug the grave with her hands. Probably took her like 3 days to dig that deep of a grave. Did that, freaked out, got all crazy, and then got some stick and stood there and has this plan to be like, I'm going to act like I'm nice. But the real funny thing was the person putting out boxes doesn't have a gun, doesn't have a knife, doesn't have anything. This is a zombie apocalypse. The world has gone to crap. If people are just standing there coming across to me, I'm going to be wary. I'm going to think negative of this person. I'll be like, stay back. You don't need to come any closer. I'm going to put you down. But then the lady's like, oh, farther. Yeah, that sounds good. I'm going to worry about my grammar right now. I'm worried about my grammar. Get out of here with that. Zombie apocalypse. No one cares about semicolons and how you spell stuff. I'm worried about having food and water and shelter and staying alive and finding stuff like that. Pretty ridiculous, too. So, I don't know. It's just kind of things are pretty hilarious with it. Overall, it's entertaining. I thought the episode was actually better. Hopefully it makes sense tonight, building for the finale. But I think we're going to get Cray Cray Morgie at the end of the season, and then we're going to have to wait a whole bunch of months for it to come back. We'll see if they ever eventually get to Alexandria or not, or it's just going to be pie in the sky, like Deanna said. Who's Deanna? But we want to see what happens with that connection. Ultimately, I think that The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead merge, and we get the show coming together that way. But I would want to see fan favorites of Fear come to The Walking Dead if the shows are going to be connected. I think, yeah, you could bring back the Proctors, could bring back a group like that, but Fear the Walking Dead needs to have a villainous group and needs to have on there too. So, but yeah, who's a Momo? Or what's Momo? But I kind of like that too. Sarah and Wendell bring something to it. John, I like John a lot. I don't even know why. I just like the character's demeanor. He's a nice guy. And we'll see how Alicia and Charlie go about it. They found them at the end of last week's episode. So, Alicia, John Dory, Althea's kind of annoying, but she'd probably be around. SWAT truck for sure. Wendell, Sarah, and Momo. You got to keep that going. You got to keep Wendell, Sarah, and Momo. Keep it going for sure. Josh D, thank you for the super chat. Did you expect any more deaths this season? So do I expect any more deaths for more fear deaths this season? I think so. I think I would love to see Martha die. That would make sense. But we'll see what happens. I don't know if they're going to kill Sarah off or Wendell, but I could see that happening. Jimbo's definitely going to die this episode. Morgan's not going to die. Alicia's not going to die. Charles, I just don't see that happening. But Ginseng, maybe June. I think June, either Wendell or Sarah. I don't know what they want to do, where their marker would be for that. But I don't think we're going to get, and hopefully Martha. Hopefully Martha goes. Hopefully Morgan kills Martha after Martha kills somebody. Maybe Martha gets that final thing to happen. But I think we're going to get one more death for sure. But what do you think is going to happen? What do you guys think? Who do you think could die? Mark thinks Tara or Rosita in The Walking Dead. I don't know what they're going to do. Like Tara, to me, I said it before and I'll say it again. I think Tara's story is run out. I just think what's there to it? But you see her in the trailer, which I got to do a video on. If you look at it, I'm not sure if the person's in this group. They sent it to me on Instagram that, you can see Tara looking through the binoculars in the most recent trailer, and she's looking at the walkers walking in the field, and you can see a couple different walkers kind of staggering around and moving weird. I think that is the Whisperers for sure. I think the Whisperers will be seen a lot this season. I think we'll see the Whisperers a lot coming episode 905, 906, 907, 908 into the back half. And I think it's going to be the Whisperers there for a while. And I really hope the Whisperers are great. I hope they're better than the comics. I know a lot of people are like, they don't hear what happened with that. Yeah, boy, that was Callie actually meowing to get into the room over there. So yeah, that's funny. Callie was over there by the window, and she was crying to get into the room for it. But yes, if you know the book series, Callie is Milo and Callie. They're in the book series, and they're very life cats in my family, in my life here. That is in the story as well too. So hopefully you definitely have checking out there too. So James Martin, too many theory videos. Do more facts. Well, theory and facts go together, especially on this channel. You can call something fact until you see it. So it has to be a theory until you actually see it. So facts are going to be something that will be on the show after we see it happen. Confirmed, unconfirmed on there too. Something needs to be named a theory or unconfirmed spoiler on there until we actually see it, because The Walking Dead might be trying to trick us this season. They might be trying to throw us for a loop on there. I think that the facts that come out will be when it happens on there too. So be careful what you read as fact, as true facts or whatever on there. Sometimes that person is wrong. A lot of times that person's wrong, but they got a lot of stuff going for them and people think it's great. So, boy, my cat's name is Lily. Very cool. Lily. Like Lily from The Governor. Lily who shot the governor. That's a nice trivia question. Who actually killed off the governor and finished off the governor? A lot of people think Michonne, but Lily. So now, Mark, episode 905. That is kind of the just over the midway point of the first half of season 9. It goes 901 to 908, and then a break, and then 909 to 916. So 905 will be kind of right in the heart of the first half of season 9. So, but 908 is actually the finale of the first half of season 9. Charlie, where you at? Charlie Wilco, Q&A. It has been talked about at AMC that there will be a Walking Dead movie because there is no point of more seasons after Rick's death. Your thoughts? I don't think there's no point to it. I still think that is a way for them to branch out. And you can make a movie in 3-4 months versus, a series from April to November. So whatever that actually math is. So you got there. So, 8 months, 7-8 months versus 3 to 4 months. So half the time to make a movie. But what would the movie be about? So is The Walking Dead going to start over with new cast? Is it going to bridge the gap? Is it going to be the between seasons, fill in the void, fill in the gap? What's the the movie going to be about? I just don't know too. So. Tudor, where you at for questions? Brian, will a rat die and Aaron lose his arm in the first timeline? I think it's around that timeline. It's around that too. So it might be right after the second time jump is what I'm hearing, that a rat and Regina die and Aaron loses that. But I'm not sure if it's just kind of blurry what is happening there too. So I think it's right around the second time jump on there, because we're going to get an 18-month time jump at the start of season 9, and then episode 906 would start a 5 to 6 year time jump is what the word is for what happens there too. So is it possible that Judith would be a main character after the 906? I don't think a main character, because if she's, say, I don't know how old she is now, so say she's like 5 years old, 4 or 5 years old, and you have a 5 to 6 time jump, she'll be 10 at 906. So you want a 10-year-old being the main character, being a main character? Maybe. But it would be like young Carl. And I wouldn't say young Carl was a main character. It was Rick, Lori, Shane, Dale, Andrea, Carol, Daryl. Those were the main characters for sure. So Black Shades, Johnny Cage, longtime subscriber. Love your work. Thank you. Appreciate it. I just thank you for the support. I appreciate, everyone taking the time to be here with me. So I'm going to go for another 10 minutes and then got to get going with my Sunday. Hopefully watch a little football on there too. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. It's been a crazy season of football. Big things happening this year. Crazy things for sure. Q&A, Brian. You think Eugene is autistic on TV too because they said he is in the comics? I don't know. I mean, I think Eugene is just a survivor. I mean, I don't think he's autistic. I just think he's a loner. I think he's just someone that wasn't really good with social skills. He knew a lot of stuff and he's very smart, but I guess it could be something like that. I don't know. That's interesting. But I have a video coming out on Monday that I'm going to post, and it talks about different characters this season and what they're about. And it's very interesting. The two things, there's a lot of different characters. There's one about Rick and Michonne and Maggie, Carol, Daryl, a bunch of people that are going to be in this season, the main characters. And Eugene and Rosita are actually pretty interesting what they say about them, especially Rosita's. So I'll have that out tomorrow. I'm trying to wrap it up and finish it and have it out for tomorrow for you guys. And I think it'll be interesting on there too. See you, Charlie, on there. But I'm going to go for another 10 minutes, like I said. I'll be answering your questions on there. But I'm hoping that we get some flashbacks, callbacks, flash forwards, callbacks, just a bunch of connecting points on there too. And we're getting more and more stuff. And I'm really excited to see what happens starting with the first episode, 901. And I've heard good things about it. More and more people are watching it. Comicbook.com, can't talk, blah, blah, sorry. Comicbook.com has said good things about it, but they just kind of do that. They kind of are really going to support them. They're going to say great things about it here and there too. So, William Lee, is there going to be more deaths in the Fight for Us? Because I feel like there's too many characters and I can't always remember them all. Yes, there's going to be some big things happening in the Fight for Us book series. There's going to be deaths for sure. But we have to make these characters relatable, and we have some big characters and some little characters, and we have some little things there. But we're going to be having some big things come up. Book 8 is out now. Maybe it starts in that book. Book 9, 10. I'm going to have books 9 and 10 next year. I'm only going to write 2 books for next year so I can do them the right way. Taking the time, doing it right, editing, writing, and editing some more. The editing stuff is annoying to me, but it's a necessity thing to have that for sure. I have some big things happening in the story, but again, it's pretty early in the process of the story and the zombie apocalypse there too. So there's been a lot of deaths for sure. Like there's been some criticism of the book series that there's not been a lot of deaths, but there have been. Every book has been action-packed with certain things, and there's been losses there. Now people would say about main characters, well, stuff has to happen before that. And I don't want to give too much away, but there have been some deaths. Go back and read them. You'll see that there's been deaths of a lot of characters. A lot of things. But some things have been gone in there. But yes, some big things are happening in that series for sure. But yeah, Tudor, Christian Serrath's birthday was a couple days ago. And that's for sure. Kimberly, Q&A, does anyone know who's actually playing older Judith? Haven't heard anything. Me either. Haven't seen anything. The bigger thing was actually Henry. So I don't know what's happened with Judith. Did she go away with Rick? Ooh, I don't know. I really don't know. So if Rick is gone and Judith went with her, maybe we don't see it. So why would Walking Dead spoil Rick's death for the fans? I just don't get it. Me either, Jody, but they're probably trying to stay ahead of it. They don't want to answer all these questions, I'm sure. But they've just brought it upon themselves to stay ahead of it. I just think it makes sense. So, why does Charlie know that's John's hat? You don't know, but I know they see them in the distance, most likely that Charlie and Alicia see that. I don't know. Did Charlie... I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know how much Charlie and John have really interacted with each other for sure. Mark Simmons. Pirate Michonne. I don't think that's happening now. I think Michonne's going to take the lead. Michonne is not the lead in the comic. It's Rick. Michonne is a different character in the comic than the show. So I don't think we're going to see that storyline. So if Pirate Michonne went away, you're going to lose one of your main characters for a while. And we don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to see that for sure. So yeah, from Pittsburgh, what you got here? Where are you at, Steve? From Pittsburgh, and can't wait to see my favorite NFL team, Tampa Bay, to will Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, we'll see what happens Monday night. Pittsburgh Steelers and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We'll see what happens. Tampa Bay is playing good. Fitzmagic is happening, so we'll see what happens there for sure. Brian Q&A, thoughts on Daryl having Comic Dwight's story being the only fair part that he could take, considering Comic Dwight was designed after Daryl. Yeah, I said that in one of the videos, recent videos, that Daryl and Dwight are connected. They're kind of the same character. They're kind of a blend of each character. You had Daryl first and then Comic Dwight, and that's kind of what the connection was there. Daryl's going to be running the Saviors. So if Daryl's running the Saviors and it's not going to work out and then Carol takes over, that's kind of what happens there too. Daryl is taking over some of the comic storylines of Dwight, and we'll see what happens with him. I don't know where he is. He's probably connected with the Whisperers, so I would hopefully we'll see him in the back half of season 9. There's just been no word that Austin Emilio has been filming. Hopefully he goes back around. I think he's done a pretty good job. It would be interesting to see what happens there, especially if Negan goes to the Whisperers and Dwight's there. That would be interesting. There's going to be remixes. There's going to be twists and turns. There's going to be differences from the show and the comic. There always are. It just happens, too. Hey, Brian, do you want to make a cameo in my upcoming zombie motion comic show? It'll be awesome to have you as a cameo. That would be interesting. I don't know how you'd want me to do it, but PsychoCat23, let me know. Message me on what to do, how to do it on there, too. But, yeah, a upcoming zombie motion comic show. That would be cool. Let me know. Let me know what you want to do on it and what would have to get it done. Janet Person. Q&A, Brian, do you think Daryl and Maggie will try to burn Negan alive? I think that Daryl and Maggie will try to do something to hurt Negan, and maybe that backfires. Maybe that's how he gets out of the jail cell. He gets away. I think that would be interesting to see, a little different twist and turn, because how would Negan get out of the jail cell if it's not the same comic storyline? And when does that happen? After the time jump? So he's going to be in that jail cell for a year and a half and then another 5 years? So he's going to be in the jail cell for over 6 years? That's just crazy. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I would love to see a little different twists and turns, and they do a good job with that on the show. Sometimes better than others, but overall it's better than that too. Q&A, Kimberly, do you think Dwight and Sherry are Whisperers? I think so. I think that would make the most sense of them being there. I think Dwight and Sherry being connected with the Whisperers needs to happen and should happen there too. Kellogg Z, week's going pretty good. Little crazy stuff here around the house and with work and everything, but overall pretty good. How about you? How about everybody's having a good week? We're winding down the week here with Sunday, Fear the Walking Dead Sunday. Hopefully you're getting your TWD rewards. Like I said, I finished up my book for book 8. I'll show you one more time. Fight for Us. Continue the story of Fight for Us with this 8th book of the series. Legacy, right there. Pretty cool stuff. It's available online now, Amazon.com. I got a couple links on Facebook if you want to check those out. And it's a good book series. I love the book series. It's been edited and tweaked and fixed and a lot of big things with that too. So big things have happened a lot with the book series. Some changes that had needed to happen. Very, very cool stuff for it. It's voice acting. I have 25 voice actors and 5 artists. We're in the middle of storyboarding episode 1, and it's going to be epic. I've already got John from They Said We Said It In, and Alex from Walking Bread. Okay, very cool. Yeah, no, let me know what we got to do for it. I would definitely like to be a part of it. That would be pretty awesome. I would love to be more and more stuff for sure. So, Mark Simmons, trees down, Bri. No, the different work around the house, they're just trying to rip up the stumps still. They're just surrounded by rock and debris that I'm really hitting with an axe, and sparks are coming up. So I'm trying to clear it out and clear out the stumps. So they're getting there. Looking forward to Atlanta, Bri. Thanks for taking the time to pull us out together. Got to take off. So cool, Kimberly. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully I'll see you guys in Sunday, October 20. What is it? What is that for this Walker Stalker? October 28th. That's Sunday. I will be there, so I'll be able to see you and meet you guys and all that stuff. If you have some books, I'll sign them for you for sure. A couple more Q&A. You got a lot of good questions. Always with the good questions, guys. I always like the interaction and stuff to answer. Pretty cool stuff. You guys do a good job with that. Oh, sorry, just moved on me. Janet Person, Q&A. Brian, do you think Maggie will kill Ed after killing Gregory? So Do you think Maggie will kill Ed after killing Gregory? Earl? I don't think so. I don't think Maggie does that. I think Maggie will understand that Earl was being misled by Gregory because of Ken's death with the Walker situation. So I think Maggie will understand that Earl was misled and Earl will live. Earl and Earl's wife will be okay. And we'll see if that comes back around, because sometimes decisions aren't good for everybody, but Maggie with Earl and Ken, we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully Maggie lives on. Hopefully Maggie is going to be around for a long time, and we'll see if she's open-ended, but Rick goes away to not sure what happens this season of The Walking Dead 100%. A lot of spoilers, a lot of theories, a lot of trailers, a lot of information. So I'm just looking at the question. Tutor, Earl gets spared. Yeah, so Earl definitely gets spared for sure. Brian, I think the good Sabres workers could look up to Daryl, considering they saw him not giving up to Negan. Well, that's true. You don't know what people know about Daryl. Daryl was kind of working and doing this, and he didn't give in, but people don't know how much Daryl's been through. And I don't really like the idea that Daryl's been running this sanctuary, because it's kind of a bit much. I wouldn't want to go take a job at a place that really tortured me and was pretty messed up to me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go run this place. So, pretty crazy. Ryan McCabe will be my last question. How many Whisperer scenes do you think we will get in the first half of Season 9? Not sure, because I think we're going to get a couple with Rick, and then we're going to get the time jump with Rosita and Eugene, which is kind of funny that Rosita and Eugene would be introducing the Whisperers like they did in the comic with Ken and Marco. But also, remember that thing in the woods, the fence with the mask and the trees and the branches and everything? It's probably nothing. But who was that? That was Eugene and Rosita and Daryl. But Eugene and Rosita saw that mask. That could have been a Whisper. Probably wasn't. But Eugene and Rosita are also connected with the Whisper's introduction. Probably the big one on there too. So there you go, guys. I got to cut it on there too. I went over a little over an hour. But I appreciate you taking the time this Sunday, the September 23rd. Have a good Sunday. Enjoy Fear the Walking Dead tonight. And then I will be making videos this week. When we get new information and everything for it, I will post it. When I get information, I share it with you. Spoilers, theories, all that good stuff. Thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate it. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. Thanks, guys.